Hello and welcome to the Zoom tutorial. In this tutorial, we will go over how to join a Zoom meeting and how to use the basic functions in Zoom to participate in a virtual training. When you join a training, you should look at your calendar invite in Outlook, and there should be a lot of ways you can join listed here. I'm going to go ahead and just use the one-click logon, so I'm going to take this and copy it into a browser. If I had sent this email, it should also be a clickable link. So you can paste it into a browser. I don't have Zoom installed, so I'm going to click Download and Run Zoom, which will download an extension. So then I will click on the extension and it will install Zoom, and it doesn't take very long, and you don't need technology to put in user admin credentials to install it. So you'll see here it's opening up after it's installed, and it's got my name put in as my employee ID, but I'm going to go ahead and just put in my name so that the other people in the session will know who I am, and I'm going to leave this remember my name for the future selected and join the meeting. We have what's called a waiting room here, so it's saying that the host will let me in soon. So you'll see now I'm actually joining the meeting. And it's going to give me some options here of how I would like to join with audio. I'm personally just going to do my computer audio. You can also call in on your phone if that's easier, but I find it's easier just to use my computer. So once I'm in the meeting, I can click on the participants pane and I can see everybody who's in the meeting. We've got myself, and then we've got myself who's also on here, but we can see that person is the host. When I'm in my participant pane, if there were other people in here, we'd see them listed over on the side. I have some options to interact with the session. So some things I can do here are I can click the hand raise button, which my host can then see, and all of my peers can as well. So they can see maybe I have a question. If I click it again, it goes away. I can click yes, no, if the host were to ask a question. If I hover over this more option, you see there's a coffee cup. Maybe I need to signal that I need to step away for a minute to go grab some water or use the restroom. I also have this clock that signals away as well, so those will both work, but it's just a good idea if you have to get up at any point in time. If your host or your facilitator is looking for agreement or disagreement, you can use these like or dislike buttons over here, the little hands, to signal that. And again, if you just go back to the same one and you click it again, you'll see that it clears. Along the side here, I can also see who has their video on or off and who has their microphone on and off. You see I'm the only one speaking right now. The host is sharing their screen, which is what we see back here. Now, if I want to come over and turn my video on, I can go ahead and click to start my video. And this way it makes it so that other people can see me. You can see I'm right here, but other people can see me as well. We've got a couple of different views for how we want to see people. The more people who are on this grid view is really helpful. We can see many people on the screen that way. So when you're in your session, I suggest that this is probably the easiest way to view it. You can also view it as a single view, or you can hide the thumbnail altogether if you're trying to do something else on your screen. But the thumbnail view seems to work pretty well when you have a lot of people. Down here, I can go to chat, and you'll see a little chat window pops open here, and I can select to chat with everyone, or I can just chat with the host. If there were more people in this meeting, I could also click on them. So if there were other participants, I could click to chat with them if my host has enabled that function as well. So maybe I just have a private question for the host that I would like answered in this session. I can come over here and type in my question and then send it. And this has just gone to the host, and we can see that again up here, that this is a private conversation where I might be able to communicate a question I want answered later in the session that I don't need my peers to see or anything else. You can go ahead and X out of this if you want to close it, and you can click it again to have it repopulate, and it saves those questions that you had before, so you don't need to worry about losing those. We also have a couple of reactions outside the participant panel. If you go down here, there's just two of them, a thumbs up or a clap. So if I click the thumbs up here, you'll see it goes right over where my face is up here. And then other people can see that maybe I'm agreeing with something they've said. There's no way to get this to go away other than it just times out. So if you go back and you click it again, it will just repopulate. It doesn't make it disappear like those reactions we used in the participant window over here. Here, my host has shared a whiteboard. So it just looks like a plain white screen, but this is another area where we can annotate and we can network as a group and brainstorm together. So you'll see you can do all sorts of fun things on this white screen. So your host may ask you an open-ended question and you may type your response in. Just like that, and then it can be seen by everybody else in the meeting. Again, I can click clear here if I want to get rid of anything I've done. When you do a poll, your host will launch it and it will pop up typically in the middle of your screen like this. So what I can do is click on either option, yes or no, and then once I have made my selection, I will click submit, and that goes back to my host, and my host can see how many people have answered. They can't see who has answered what, but when the host is done with the poll, they can share the results with us, and those will pop up back on our screen just like this. So we can see, well, 100% of people, just the one person responded yes, and then we can close the poll. When we join breakout rooms, this is an opportunity for us to have small group discussion with the individuals in our course. What I have done as the host is created a small session that I will be sent to individually. Typically in a meeting there would be other people in there with me. But when my host opens a breakout room, it can automatically send me there, or host can give participants an option to join. So it says, I've been invited to breakout room 1, and I'm going to say join. So I will leave the main session. You'll see I'm joining the breakout room. And now I am actually in the breakout room. And we can see this by that thing that just popped up right there, or we can see it at the top, breakout room 1 that I'm part of. If other people were on here with me, I would see them as well in here. Just as in the main session, I can turn on my video in here so that I can chat with others. I can mute or unmute myself down here. We can chat as well in the breakout session. Now, my host may send me a broadcast while I'm in here, which will look something like this. You see they've sent me a message that says you have 1 minute left for discussions. So that might indicate to me that we need to start wrapping up. When my host closes a breakout room, they can give me any amount of time they want as a warning here, but this host has given me 30 seconds as a warning that I'll be sent back to the main session. So you'll see it started a timer here that says breakout rooms will close in 13 seconds now. You'll see we're returning to the main session. This concludes your tutorial of Zoom and demonstrates how to interact when you are in one of these virtual sessions. Thank you.